Party people, party people, party people. Party people, Fat Boy family. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Listen, if you can hear me, drop a 1 in the comments. Let me know what your sin of the day is and let me know where you're watching from. We are here for a good time, not a long time tonight. You have seen the thumbnail. We have none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Michael Paul from Day 3 Fragrances joining us. So do me a favor, hit that like button so you can tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend that Fat Boy Finesse is live again. We are streaming live to Instagram. We are streaming live to YouTube. We are also streaming live to TikTok. So I appreciate you guys tuning in everywhere you are. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And for those of you that have any questions for Mr. Michael Paul, definitely be sure to drop those in the chat. But I see you guys over on IG. I see you guys over on YouTube. Facebook, I'm sorry we couldn't get to y'all tonight, but we'll make sure we bring you back on the second go around. G-Shock in the building, what's good with you, my guy? Twizzy, what's poppin'? MTS, what's good? Carter, what's good? Wearing that midnight raspberry, put it on just for the vibe. That's what I'm talking about. JC, what's good with you? Sin of the day, layering of blue spell and After 9 Collector's Edition. Crazy work. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to everybody that's watching on YouTube. Shout out to everybody that's watching on Instagram. Shout out to everybody that's watching on TikTok. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Listen, we got none other than Mike Paul, the perfumer from Day 3 Fragrances. Those of you who are in to indie niche, listen, you definitely want to check this out. So drop a 1 if you can hear me. Let me know what your sin of the day is and let me know where you're watching from. Let's get it. She said, take your time, what's the rush? Martinez Electrician, I see you over there on TikTok. I appreciate you joining in, my guy. Big homie the great, what's good with you? Latafa Dynasty, ooh, layered with frostbite, ooh. That's that spluff right there. What's going on, Frankie J? We got Dolce & Gabbana, Dylan Blue, that's what I'm talking about. Quick Medfield, what's good with you? Sin of the day, Dolce & Gabbana, light blue. Fetty, I see you over there. JJ, I see you over there. Kelly, baby, what's good with you? Hey, man, y'all let me know, man. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. We international. We international, so I need to know where you're watching from all over the world. We here for a good time, not a long time tonight. So I got 50 people watching. Let's go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the like button, fam. Hit the like button. That's your way to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend that Fat Boy Finesse is live again. We're gonna have a great conversation tonight. Great conversation tonight. Michael Malloy, Edgewater. That's what I'm talking about. Watching from Kentucky. Marion says, sin of the day, Marwa. Otto got that Perfume Addictos rain. That's what I'm talking about, yo. Sin of the day, D. It's the Rock in the building. 40 knots. Let's go. I still need to cop Desert Rain. G-Shock. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Let tonight be the night that pushes you to do so. It's springtime, man. It's springtime. It's perfect. Jorge. Either it's Jorge vibes only or George vibes only. Sin of the day, Melody of the Sun from H-Town. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. My guy, Roy Bun, what's good with you, man? Hope all is well. Good to see you, good to see you. Shout out to everybody that's watching on TikTok. I appreciate you guys liking and sharing the live as well. Shout out to everybody that's watching on YouTube Shorts. Everybody that's watching on our normal, you know what I'm saying, platforms, and everybody that's watching on IG. We got a couple of seconds here, and we're going to get started. So do me a favor, again, hit that like button. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Fat Boy Finesse is live again. Living with Sense. What's good with you? Sin of the day, Joe Malone. Lime and Basil. Let's go. Twist, Mike W. got that Mojave Ghost clone. That's what I'm talking about. Mr. Mason Music, what's good with you? Mike W, what's good with you? Sir Cruz, what's good with you? How was your Monday, man? How was your Monday? How was your weekend? How was your Monday? How was your weekend? How was your Monday? How was your weekend? How was your weekend? How was your weekend? That's what I need to know. Tell me, how did I get live? Hey man, shout out to life. Shout out to life. Let me tell the band to chill out for a second. Cause y'all know Jackson State can get real crazy. Matter of fact, Jackson State, I appreciate y'all. We gonna go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, we gonna get y'all to chill out. But shout out to Marquez for supplying the tunes for tonight. But shout out to life, man. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you are having an amazing Monday. Yes, sir, I was. Yes, sir, I was. I was in the band, man. I am a band geek. So yes, sir, I was definitely in the band. I played drums since the age of 2 and got my first drum set. A lot of people don't know I actually went to school on a music scholarship. I was a psychology and music double major. So yeah. We when it theory, you know what I'm saying, all of that, you know, sometimes we still like to delve, you know, and dive in diminished scales and all those different types of things. But yeah, man. Yeah, the band. I'm a band head. I'm a band head. Like in North Carolina, I don't know where you guys are, but Night Beat was the thing in Winston-Salem. Going to Night Beat, DCI. You know what I'm saying? I am a Blue Devils head. You know what I'm saying? It's the only Blue Devil I'll root for because we don't root for Duke. You know, I'm Tar Heel born, I'm a Tar Heel bred, and when I die, I'm a Tar Heel dead. But so yeah, those are the only Blue Devils, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, the Cavaliers, Madison Scouts, you know what I'm saying? The Blue Coats, and then Crown came along, you know. And so I was core style. I always had an appreciation for traditional style though. And so shout out to my guy Ryan Schaefer. If you went to Central, shout out to my Eagles. You probably know Schaefer. If you're around the Durham, Chapel Hill area, Schaefer tried to get me to go march with the Sound Machine. You know what I'm saying? Schaefer was trying to kill me. I'm like, bro, I can't do dual enrollment. I'm doing enough right now. Mike W says, do I have any one time in band camp? Oh, hey. Yo, we're not gonna get deep into this because I got a guest, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about this another night. But it's amazing to me how many people, like, this is where, you know, sometimes we can be idiots as kids. And I'm not calling kids idiots, I'm saying we can be idiots as kids. Because people used to talk junk about two groups of people. People used to clown nerds, and people used to clown people in the band. Well, respectfully, I mean, I was a nerd too, but I had social skills. No disrespect to nobody. Who runs the world right now? Nerds, all right? And then the band, we traveled everywhere. The band allowed you to travel outside of the country. Like we went so, you know, if that made me lame for going to places that you couldn't even imagine, look, if that makes me mid, if that makes me Jordan from the elbow, then call me 6 rings. I will be the GOAT. You play in college stadiums on NCAA 25, 26. I've been there. I've stood on the field. I've been there. I know what it's like. Y'all talk about Duke, Carolina. I've been there. I've been in the Dean Dome. I've been in Cameron Indoor. We John Cena. We are not the same. All right, let me stop for somebody to say, you know what I'm saying? I'm being prideful and I'm not being humble. But shout out to everybody that's watching in the chat, man. Like it's 7:09. I want to go ahead and make sure we move as fast as possible so we can maximize our time and get our guest up. Simone, what's good with you? Lachey in the building. Shea Butter. Larry, my guy. Yo, I got your box. I haven't even opened it yet. So Larry, I'm gonna get you straight. I appreciate you. Amir layered with cotton. Well, y'all coming out with some crazy layers. You already know what it is, man. Tar Heels all day. Ali, my guy, what's good with you? Cold Diva, what's popping with you? That explains a lot. Mike is in the chat. Shout out Jackson State alum. Let's go. Oh, we got Lamar. I got my Kajal fans. Cold Steel in the building. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I love Cold Steel, but $1 Million Funk. Hey, what's going on? Mephisto, Navajo Nation. I appreciate that. $1 Million Funk. Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you like this. T and Norfolk State have had some epic battles, but there's nothing like the Labor Day Classic between Norfolk and Virginia State. Them was some epic joints, especially you talking about MEAC, you know what I'm saying? Old school CIAA vibes. DJ Hill, all right. It was a rough Monday, but hey, bro, this is why we do what we do on Monday nights. We want to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, Mondays are not mundane once you come over here. Eb, I see you in the building. Learn with Tara. I see y'all over there. Izzy, I see y'all. So I appreciate you guys on IG. Listen, we are here for a good time, not a long time. I want to maximize my time. Mike has a lot. Day 3 got some big things going on. So I appreciate Mike taking the time out for us tonight. I want to get him up and get him out of here so he can keep doing what we love to see Day 3 doing. So I'm gonna run a disclaimer, we're gonna run the intro, and then we're gonna be right back at it. All right, holla at your boy. Let go. The views expressed in this program are those of my own and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities I represent or collaborate with. I love fragrance. There will be no clone slander, designer slander, or niche slander. Like what you like, love what you love. Most importantly, don't take my word for it. Get your own nose on it. They gonna trip when they hear this. This guy. Nah, it ain't Jada. It's Fat Boy, but you can call me Walt. Walt J. Hey, let's cut up for a little bit. Here we go. That boy crazy. Call me Mr. Elixir. My nose is something sinister. I'm stone cold like a tombstone. I'm a finisher. Finisher. A fragrance that a finisher. Preaching about these oils like they holy. I'm a minister. Trying to set the record straight. Curve is the real king. Still got love for Grease. Savage make them girls free. Can't forget that 1 million got me feeling real lucky. Call me Fat Boy, but don't test me. It can get ugly. I'm trying to find a new cologne. I don't really know where to go. That boy out here singing, boy. Crazy work. Hey, get him again, Fat Boy. I'm a real fragrance reviewer from niche to designers. You can never clone Fat Boy. I know that's right. I'm rocking with the Czar and my homegirls, the oil lady. Paris, Milan, a little tougher than my other ladies. Renaissance man, though I never been to Harlem. Love a New York night like a crook, love a bond man. Belling out the game, but don't call me a savior. Casting out these phonies, call me a demon slayer. In the words of my brother Dedrick Hicks, positive vibes only. Positive vibes only, good people. We are going to have a good show tonight. So I'm gonna look at the chat. We're gonna run the chat real quick, and then we're gonna bring up our special guest for this evening, who is no stranger to the channel. But I hope you guys have had an amazing Monday. I hope you guys have had, I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you had a good weekend. Listen, my Edge of Eden is getting ready to just hit the internet. I have not opened mine yet. So you are literally going to get to see my raw first reaction tonight. It's still in the cellophane. I have not opened it. But check it. But as far as my scent of the day, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've been wearing a lot lately, but let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna show you 2 fragrances and then we're gonna get out of here. I have put I was influenced to buy this. I've been thinking about getting this forever from TikTok. And then shout out to Ali, who's in the chat right now. Shout out to Dez, and shout out to Mr. Kerosene Heater himself. VT, for influencing me to get this. I want y'all to see the dent. This is not on my site, by the way, so I'm not decanting this. This is the dent. And far Midnight Frost Tangerine. You get that typical Hawass DNA, but the tangerine just kind of takes it to another level, makes it perfect for this time. But let me tell y'all something. Now, this Edge of Eden might be getting ready to change my mind. But when I tell y'all I'm going to empty this bottle this year, this has by far been the most in as far as a short span of time. This by far has been the most complimented fragrance I have ever owned. I'm talking destroying. It is destroying from the House of Destin. We have Unseen. When I say this is destroying, this is not decanted. That I promise you, by the time we get, what's this, April? By the time we get to the end of May, it might make it to Mother's Day. And the one thing about this has a lot of distribution. it puts out a lot of juice. All right. And so beyond just the compliments, man, it's just an amazing wear. It's an amazing wear. It's an amazing wear. So I appreciate that. Look at the chat real quick. Boom, 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 boom. DJ Hill, for sure. Big homie the great. I wore that last Friday, got 4 compliments, 3. Bruh, I'm telling you. The original Midnight Frost. So, Larry, I've got Intense. I've also got Intense. I haven't even cracked this open yet. I've got Intense. I haven't even cracked it open yet. So, yeah. But I believe you. But I haven't even cracked it open. Honda, what's good with you? Sherrod, what's good with you? Center of the day. Okay, we got Full House. Boom, 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 boom. You need that track. All right, I see you. Positive vibes on it. All right, let's go ahead and bring up the man, the myth, the legend himself from the house of, at this point, we're gonna call him the notorious Day 3 Fragrances. Let's bring up Mike from Day 3. Let me do this real quick because Ecamm need to act like they got their life together. All right, here we go. All right, hold quick, Mike. Hold quick. Let me pull you back out. Because we doing new stuff tonight. And this is why y'all don't do this. Here we go. Okay, I had you in the wrong place. All right, now we good. All right, real quick, before we get started, because y'all know how I do, there's no need for us to have a conversation if you cannot hear us. So drop a 1, everybody, if you can hear and you can see me and Mike. I need it. Once I get 1s and confirmations in the chat, drop a 1 if you can hear me, drop a 2 if you can see us, and we will go ahead and get started. Because I don't want to have amazing conversation and y'all can't hear. So let me know. Now, shout out to everybody that's watching on TikTok. Shout out to everybody that's watching on IG. If you do have a question, if you want me to recognize your question, make sure you put a Q at the beginning. I'm going to be filtering that. Make sure you put a Q at the beginning, and then we're going to be good. Mike, can you say something real quick just so we can get an audio test?
Yeah, man, what's going on? It's good to see you.
See, good to see you too. Can y'all can hear Mike? Y'all can hear Mike? We good? I got ones. Man, how's it going?
So busy, but never better, man. Every day is a blessing.
Man, I know that's right. You have got you guys have got a lot going on. I got a chance to see you were live with Kev, and then I got a chance to peep over on Jim's live, and deservedly so. Day 3 has a lot that is happening, and I love to see it. There are certain brands, and I think I can speak for most of us when I say this, that we, for lack of a better term, kind of adopt in the cul-de-sac, so to speak, where it's like, nah, we ride for Day 3, around here. And so I'm just excited. I love seeing my people when they do certain things, when they take off. When you got the Kevs of the world that's getting ready to hit 10K. You got the Johns of the world that just hit 8K. You got the Ali's that's getting ready, that just surpassed 1,000, and VT that's 20,000. Jim's just getting ready to hit 1,000. I love seeing our people make those strides. And some of the brands are no different. It's just when you have a certain affinity for certain brands, it's like, man, like, it's just great to see what you got. So I just wanted to give you your flowers, while you can smell them literally and still see my face. Yeah, but I'm proud of y'all. I don't know if you get to hear that often as a brand, maybe probably internally within amongst your friends or your family, but I'm proud of what Day 3 is doing. And just to be able to know you and to see you guys up close in front, go on that journey. So
thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and again, you guys be on your best behavior. Simone says the philosophy behind the brand is priceless. Absolutely. And so again, I know, John, I appreciate you coming through. I know this is, you're not new to the channel, but I do have some new people since the last time we talked. I have some new subscribers, and I have some people that may not necessarily have seen Kev's live, that may not necessarily have seen Jim's live. So really quickly, in your own way, you want to introduce yourself, to my corner of the internet and cul-de-sac in your own way. You go right ahead.
Yeah, it's I was working as a professional magician for a number of years, and God just called me to a different place. And we opened Day 3 Fragrances, launched our first fragrance, and it won a big international award. And the company just took off. The word got around, people started talking, and it's just it's been growing really fast. The community has been really awesome to us. Everyone treats us really well. The reviews are really great online. We love seeing that. And we're about 4 years old now. I think we're coming up on 4 years. We've got 7 international awards, 12 fragrances in the line. We're opening our first mall location, like an actual flagship boutique. That's happening next month. We're working on our 3rd artist collaboration. So we've got a collaboration with an artist, Megan Woods. She had the #1 song last year in 52 countries. It's called The Truth. We collaborated with Mr. Colton Dixon. He has a hit song called Build a Boat. The guy is he's famous from being on American Idol, but the guy's a total rock star. And we have a 3rd artist coming out this year. I can't say who it is yet, but a lot of people are going to know who it is. And so yeah, we've been super busy, and man, it's just it's a whirlwind. It's a circus around here.
No, I'm sure. Like that's a lot. I want to ask you, being 4 years old. I'm glad you say that. You've talked about the success that you've experienced in such a short amount of time, and you having not just the background, but I mean it's a part of what you guys do. Having the faith, the base that you have.
Mhm.
For us, we sometimes we don't see it as fast. It's like it's favor. Like when it's your time, it's just like boom. Like God has a clock that's different.
Yep.
Other people is like, oh my God, like where did you come from? It's like, and I know in your case, it may not necessarily be the trajectory of that indie perfumer that's been behind the scenes this whole time, and it's like boom, now you finally get that acclaim and recognition. But it's like, here goes a pivot. You say it's like the angel comes to Mary. It's like, hey, you're gonna give birth to the Messiah. And because I've heard you tell the story, like go tell your wife, and I laugh because I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have been like, I love you, I support you. Just go back and ask again. Let's get the blueprint.
Yeah.
But does success at that speed, like, does it scare you in any way? Because oftentimes I talk about amongst my friends, I'm like, we talk about growing just from a content creation point. And I'm like, anything that grows that fast, sometimes has the tendency to fall even quicker. So sometimes it's like, like, okay, God, I'm cool. Like, I appreciate, what's happening quickly. But at the same time, it's like, does it make you afraid? Does it give you pause to call sometimes, cause to pause sometimes? Or is it just one of those things you're riding the momentum and riding the wave with it as it comes?
Yeah, I think if this had all depended on me, and if this was all about the moves that I was making, and we were growing this fast, I think it would make me nervous because, like you said, you grow super fast, you can fall really fast, but we don't really see it that way. We just see every day as an opportunity to stay obedient to our calling. And as long as we do what we do with passion, and everything that we do it as unto God. So when we are producing a fragrance, I want to be the best that I can be because I'm working as though unto the Lord, right? And so we just keep in mind that as long as we're being obedient, then God will have His way with our company. And if that means that it takes off or it dies tomorrow, it doesn't matter to us as long as we stay obedient.
I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad. That is very reassuring. Because again, I have no hopes, no desires, no dreams of being a perfumer. I love talking to different perfumers and getting to work with brands and really just kind of pick, you guys' brain is like, well, how did we arrive here? I think now one of the things I do often is when I smell a fragrance, or I'm blessed to receive something, it's like, I wonder what the brief looks like. I wonder, like, where did we start and how did we end up at this point, kind of on that journey. But it's very reassuring because, again, a lot of people, even for myself, and this is not to take away from you, and this is not me bigging up myself, but I think a lot of people can attest when you are experiencing, that level of growth and that level of success. Like I said, you guys came out of nowhere and get this award. And I know people are like, who the heck is Day 3? Like, who is Mike Paul? Like, and why are they taking my shine? And it's like, why are they doing, and some people will celebrate that. Some people, it would almost offend them, like the audacity of you, to go chase a dream, and go out there and start a fragrance company and then be good at it. As if you started to do something for the sake of being bad. But, rendering, staying true to what you feel like you've been called to do, what you've been purposed to do. And I think that's just a great message, which I'm glad. See, I don't got to give y'all a sermon later. Mike has already given it to you. Just because we talk about consistency. And so I tell people, when I talk to people and it's like, man, I want to do this, but I'm having issues with consistency. And I'm like, I don't think you have a consistency problem. I think you have a capacity problem. And if you have a capacity problem, I think there's a priority problem. And not saying that's a bad thing. It's kind of like a budget. If finances are out of whack, we got to look at the budget, what's coming in, what's going out. And we got to reorganize some things. And same thing with being in this space. It's like, what do you have the capacity to actually do? And that leads me kind of to my next question, the point. With you doing all the things that you guys are doing and taking on, because I believe if he called you to it, he's going to give you the grace, to go through it and equip you and give you the provision. But do you ever feel like there's a point where it's like, we're doing too much? Or is there a point where you're like, I think we can do more? Or is it, again, just that I think we're good where we are? We're not paying attention to what everybody else has going on. And we've already kind of established a pattern for Day 3 and how we're moving about.
Yeah, I think we're just trying to take it day by day. Because if this was 3 years ago and we were doing this much with the boutique and the collaborations and the new releases and so on and so forth, it would be a lot. It would be too much for us. But we've been very blessed in that we've been given just enough so that we can handle where we're at. And so we've got big dreams and we want to do big things, but things are kind of coming our way step by step. And that's been a super blessing. Like, our team has grown. When it started, it was just me and Vanessa, and I was perfuming, and Vanessa was actually doing like all the business stuff, right? Because Vanessa owns the company. People think that I own the company because I do all the talking. Like, I'm always on the lives, but I just play with the perfume, right? And now we've got a team, I think, of 9 people. We have a media team, we have a media studio, we have a warehouse, we have a warehouse staff.
That's dope.
I have a projects manager, and it's all family also. Like, so we've kept it all family. So now it's my sister, my niece, my daughter, my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, like, all these people kind of coming into the family. But we've been really blessed that we have a number of killers in our family. And so we're able to keep the quality really high, but have a support staff around us. A couple of years ago, we're friends with Colton Dixon, and he's one of our artists that we collaborate with. And we would talk to Colton and we'd say, dude, someday Day 3 is going to make the official Colton Dixon fragrance, right? But we weren't ready for it at that time. So it was just sort of a joke. And then suddenly, like a year later, we were in a position where it's like, hey, let's actually make this happen. And so it's been this thing where we're doing a lot, but it all kind of comes step by step. So I think I don't want to say we're comfortable where we're at, because we do feel busy. Like, it feels like chaos, but we're able to actually handle everything, and next year we'll have more capacity, and we've got big plans for next year too, but we're going to need to grow and sort of progress step by step.
Nah, that's dope. I think a lot of people are afraid of chaos, and it's like, chaos can be a beautiful thing when you just allow it to do what it's supposed to do. Because again, sometimes chaos doesn't necessarily come to like disrupt. You know, we sometimes we call it organized chaos, but you can tell when something is chaotic versus there's a healthy dose of chaos. I think again, just this industry moves at a speed is chaos. It can be chaotic, and you can get you know you can get swallowed up, you know, in this space. But I appreciate again because when you sit back and you watch things from afar, it's just dope because a lot of times we don't get to talk to the brands. We don't get, you know, it's like, yo, this is my favorite brand, this is my favorite perfume, this is my favorite perfumer. But one of the things that I do appreciate about indie niche is having again that ability to touch, where it's like, okay, I'm not only putting hands on the product, but I may have the opportunity. I might get a chance to talk to Mike. And if I reach out to Mike or if I say something to Mike, like Mike is going to reach back like Mike. And that's not to say that, you know, a lot of your commercial brands, your bigger brands, you know, that they aren't people persons or, you know, they're not willing to talk back. It's just that, you know, they got a lot of things going on. But yeah, you guys definitely, what was the big, I know the team is growing and shout out, somebody said family business in the chat. And I think that's dope when you can really keep it in the family. Is it the moving the boutique? Was that more of a strategic thing, or is that because it's like we've outgrown this place and we have to move to somewhere bigger? I know I heard you talking to Jims about you guys are going to be in a much busier place, so I'm pretty sure there are going to be a lot more eyes or traffic that are going to be on the brand, which I'm pretty sure is probably positive. Yeah. But was that the leading thing? Just like, hey, we want to get more eyes on the brand, or is like, hey, we can't fit here anymore. We got to do something different.
Yeah, so the place that we were in was never meant to actually become a boutique. We were in a very small lab in Arizona, and we signed a deal with Megan Woods, and Megan was, you know, she's a big artist and she's getting bigger all the time. She's getting notoriety, and so we thought, all right, we're going to need more space for production. So what we did was we found a space. It was like a co-op. It was just a big empty room, and I thought, all right, this is going to become lab number 2, where I can get out of, you know, the small space that we're in into a place where we can produce some more bottles. And when we moved in there, you know, the floors were like really nice. The walls were really nice. Like it was just a clean, good looking room. And I thought, you know what? Let's put a table in this room and put the product out. And then on the weekends, open it as a boutique so that if any customers want to come by, they can come by and check out the scents live and in person. Because we would get the occasional emails that was like, hey, I see you're in Arizona. You're right around the corner from me. Can I come pick up my bottle? I'm like, no, we're not outfitted for that kind of thing. You know, there's regulations, and, you know, you can't allow people into a lab space. Like that's, you know, the city has their regulations, right? So we were able to sort of turn it into a boutique on the weekends. And then it kind of surprised us because we didn't really advertise it, and there was no signage. We didn't go out of our way to really, you know, tell a lot of people. Suddenly people were finding it, and they were driving from like hours away. We had people flying in from other places, and I was like, this is crazy. And it became a thing. Like I had to find somebody to staff it when I couldn't be there, because then suddenly there were customers that expected it, you know, just to be able to walk in. And so we came up on our 1-year lease, and I thought, okay, the boutique is something that people are looking for, and it's clearly going to be successful because it is now, and we don't even mean it to be.
Right.
So we opened a mall space, and I say mall, this is like an outdoor mall. It's like a big outdoor shopping center. We're in between like Macy's and Zales, so we're in this like really awesome location. It's 3 times as big as the spot that we were in just a month ago, and we're doing full build out. So we're doing like new walls. I'm hand painting everything. When I say hand painting, like I want the walls to have like the same design as the labels. So I'm actually like doing like textured stuff like on the walls, new floors, new signage, new facade, like literally full build out. So it's taken us the better part of a month, but we're hoping to open in the first part of May. And this will actually just be our first real like full on boutique.
Gotcha. There's something in the air because we just talked to Ahmed from House of Dustan not too long ago, and they're doing their full build out for their boutique with Max Roma. And one of the things that I notice, not just in this space, but in, you look across the country in every industry, and big box, retailers are closing. And I know one of the things that I can appreciate about fragrance, and especially in the niche, is the quote, for lack of a better term, pun intended, the niche experience. When we were in New York for Scent Explore and getting to go around Soho and some of the places and going to the boutiques, and I'm like, this is so much better, with all due respect to the Macy's and the Neiman's and the Bloomingdale. Even Bloomingdale's was more of a niche type of it. It's just in a big building, but sometimes it can just be, shout out to the old ladies at my Macy's at Crabtree. But sometimes I just don't want to be bothered. But if you're gonna bother me, at least know what you're talking about. Just don't try to get me to buy something just because it's a new release. Like, if we're gonna talk fragrance, let's talk fragrance. Don't come say something crazy to me. Like, it lasts 72 hours. Like, okay, she told me it lasts 24. Yeah. She said it's 48.
I've heard some really funny stuff actually shopping at big box stores. We went shopping just for fun to go smell some things, and a woman told Vanessa, she said, "You see how tight the cap fits on the top of this bottle?" She goes, "That keeps all of the oils in the bottle." And that was like a selling point for her, and we cracked up. Like, we left and we talked about that for weeks. It was awesome. I'm like, that's what we need, tighter caps, keep all the oil in.
They're serious. Like, and they will be dead serious, and it's like, you're for real. It's like, yeah, like, was this in the company brief or something? Like, did they tell you to say this? but I love, because one of the things I see, where especially, when with Saks going through what they went through, and so I think a lot of people assume, where it's like, well, what's going to happen with fragrance? Where are we going to buy fragrances from? And I think if you're lucky to live in a New York, if you're lucky to live in Phoenix, if you're lucky to live in a Miami, if you're lucky to live in LA, shoot, all of my people that's watching in North Carolina, and this is partly my fault, but a lot of you guys don't know, Raleigh has the only niche boutique in the state. It's not Charlotte. All of y'all think it's Charlotte. No, it's La Perfumerie. That's in Raleigh. So all of my niche lovers, high-end niche, whatever, a couple of indie things in there, go to Crabtree, check that out. But do you think that's going to be a continued trend with more? I know you guys are kind of like the anomaly. Like, you guys struck lightning and it's just been boom, which speaks to the favor of God. But do you see that as a continued trend upwards, where indie niche is going to kind of lead this hands-on experience, or perfumery may just be going that way? It's like, we had the time to be in the big box retailers, but let's bring back, if you're not going to allow us to save Macy's, if you're not going to allow us to save Neiman Marcus, then we'll save ourselves, as long as it makes sense monetarily. Do you think that's more of a one-off thing, or do you think we could see more of that just popping up across the country?
No, niche is going to explode, and it is, and the industry is growing so fast. We're seeing new shops pop up all the time. We have a new retail partner, the Dry Down in California, and she just opened up a couple of months ago, and her business is just exploding. Everyone's talking about her. There's just new shops popping up all the time that we're hearing about. Even if you go into like a Sephora or an Ulta, where they used to carry all designers, then they started carrying, like, they tried Tom Ford, and then it was like Fugazi, and then and so you're seeing like the niche sort of like creep in, even into some of the bigger stores, because I think that they're even realizing that niche is the way to go. And that's because of the younger generation. Like, you're seeing these kids go into these shops, and they've got money, man. Pretty much every event that we've done recently, I'd say within the last like maybe year and a half, when we walk into a shop, the shop owners will tell us, like, dude, you won't believe how many of our customers are in the age range of like 14 to 16, and
Wow.
usually 14 to 16 males. And
Wow.
that's going to be incredible for the industry because those kids right now are going to grow up and get jobs. And, they've got money now. They're just going to become more obsessed with fragrance, and then they're going to come back as 20-year-olds, and this industry is going to go crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be a sight to see, and we definitely see it. It's funny because even now, one of my followers, and this was like a month ago, and her, I think it was her grandson or nephew, it was his birthday, and so everybody was talking. She was asking for recommendations, and I think sometimes we automatically go to, well, let's get something cheap. Because it's like you're 13 or you're 10 years old. It's like, now you got to earn your way, into the expensive stuff. And because it's kind of like for some of us, that was our rites of passage, so typically I ask people, what's the budget? But a lot of people were throwing out a lot of different things. And of course, right now, Middle Easterns, are, all the hype. And when I say budget friendly Middle Easterns, because, you got the Nishanets, the Amwages, the Oman luxuries, all of that. And so the Latafas, the Afnans, and it's like, nah, man, my kids wear Creed, and my kids, wear this. And I'm like, that's wild. Like, I get it and I love it and I respect it because one of my first introductions was I didn't know what niche was. I always laugh about shout out to Suits, his channel Suits and Sense. Y'all, what is Suits' real name? I gotta learn his. I don't even know what Suits' real name is. I'm sorry, Suits, but he always talked about he went to Neiman. I think he went to Neiman Marcus, and he asked the sales lady. He was like, "I'm looking for a fragrance called Niche." And she hit him with that, baby, bless your heart. It's not there's not an actual fragrance called Niche, but I think a lot of people were kind of into that space. Like, I didn't know Fragcom was a thing. My first introduction to expensive cologne at the time, fragrance, was like Bond number 9 because that's what my uncle wore. And so I'm like, I didn't know Niche, whatever. I knew how much it cost. And when you fall in love with something and that's what you aspire to, but then you get into these spaces, you're like, oh, this is a thing. Like, oh, so it's like, hey, I should have kept all those bottles. I shouldn't have gave them away. But it is ridiculous in a good way, even just on the content side. I see kids popping up on my timeline and I'm like, it's dope. But at the same time, it's like, yo, what is happening? And they know. Not like they're clueless, not like they're just repeating something that their dad or their mom told them. It's like, no, they know what they're talking about, and it's, you got kids going to daycare, they smelling amazing. And, you got the teachers asking, yo, what did you buy your kid? Because I need to get that for my husband. So it is definitely a different space. I do got a couple of questions because y'all, I do want to jump in the edge of Eden and I want to make time for this. Handy, I don't know if Handy has been on the other lives, but this is a common question that I know you've gotten about, will you guys ever be doing the 100 ml bottles a day? I'll let you say it, even though I already know the answer to that.
Yeah, maybe at some point. We had a very limited run of 100 ml bottles to sort of like test it out, and it was fine. The thing with 100 ml bottles is we're still a very, very small company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're growing fast, but ultimately, like, we're small. And when you do 100 ml bottles, it's like you have to buy. So we're having our glass custom made. We have our sprayers custom made. We have our caps custom made. Boxes are custom. Like, everything's custom. So when you come out with a 100 ml bottle, it's customizing new glass, and it's the new size sprayers and then the new size boxes. And so it's not just the matter of just thinking one day, like, yeah, I would like to have 100 ml bottles. It's a huge move. It's a huge investment, and then production it takes time, and so it's a lot. And for what purpose, really? I'm not sure. We like the 50 mil because we feel like if you like a fragrance, you can go through 50 mil in a
Mm-hmm.
year or 2 years, depending on how much you're spraying. a lot of our customers are collectors. They're really in the community. And so we don't really have that customer where it's like they buy one bottle and then that's their signature
Right.
scent and then that's
Right.
just what they wear every day. We're in a community where it's like the average customer might have like 50 bottles of perfume. And so how much are you really wearing that one bottle? So we feel like 50 mil is a good size. But I reserve the right to change my mind, you know. So if we
Right.
come out with 100 ml bottles at some point, you know, it wouldn't be a bad idea. It's just it's a lot.
Gotcha. Now, I completely understand that, and I think that's one of the things. Raf has kind of talked about this with some of the new surge offs that are coming out. I think that's a trend that I look forward to seeing because again, you get so used to collecting these questions. Now, I see your question, Joel. You get so used to collecting these bottles, not questions, that you don't get a chance to wear them, you know? And so, and especially if you're a reviewer, you know, or some level of influence, it's like every day is something different, you know? But again, the 30 or the 50 definitely be in that sweet spot where it's like, yo, like you're gonna go through it. You're gonna go through it, especially you know if you are overspray J or whatnot. Twizzy says by being only 4 years in the fragrance world, what's your? I don't know if you can speak on that. What's your formulation process? Do you plan to discontinue this current line in the future? Is there anything formulated that you like but no release?
Well, that's a lot. There's a lot going on there.
Right.
My formulation process is all over the place. I'm very ADHD. So what I can say, generally speaking, just speaking philosophically, I always start with inspiration first, and then I always formulate to the scent. Um, some people will formulate to performance first,
Mm,
but that's chasing trend because there. I guess I'll dig into that if you want me to, but there was a trend a couple of years ago, and I think it's starting to fade now, where every person just wanted something that was absolutely nuclear. It enters the room before you do. It lasts
yeah.
24 hours.
Yeah. It's still a crazy
Um,
trend.
it,
Yeah.
and it's starting to fade a little bit. I've noticed some of the reviewers that are like, I don't need something that lasts 24 hours. You get sick of it by the time the day is over.
Right.
Um, but I formulate to smell first because I'm chasing an inspiration or a thought, right, or a concept. So I'll break that down really super fast. I have actually, I have a bottle of Javanol in front of me, and
Okay.
Javanol lasts a long time and it projects and it smells like Javanol. So if I wanted to formulate a perfume that lasts a really long time and project really loud, I'll use ambrosinide and ambroxan and Javanol and these things. And guess
And
what that fragrance
Javanol,
is going to smell like?
I'm sorry, real quick. I don't know if you were getting ready to say this, but for those who don't know, Javanol, if I'm not mistaken, it's like sandalwood, right? Something in that vein.
It's a sandal. Yeah,
Okay,
it's a
gotcha,
sandalwood.
gotcha.
Ambroxan, I think people kind of get the idea. Ambroxan is like a clean smelling,
Right.
kind of woody fragrance. Ambrosinide is like a woody amber, but they smell like particular things. And so what happens is if you want to formulate something that lasts forever and it's super nuclear, you use those things
Hmm.
and that's what they smell like. So you'll notice that when you get a lot of fragrances that are all following that trend, they all kind of smell the same, right?
Mm,
The sweet in these fragrances is always ethyl maltol because it lasts forever and it projects.
hmm.
So when people are saying, well, everything smells like BR 540 or everything has that BR 540 sweetness, this is just ethyl maltol that you're smelling everywhere, right? Um, Now, on the other hand, if I open up a bottle of jasmine and it's gorgeous and it makes your eyes roll back and it just sends like a shiver down your spine because it's gorgeous, or rose, or something that's really unique that we have imported into the lab, and it's one of these naturals that like you just can't replicate it any other way. It just smells like its own thing. Now, if I want a perfume that smells like that, I'll use those materials, but that's going to last like jasmine. Jasmine doesn't last like Javanol or ambrosinide. So you can have something that smells one way and lasts forever, or you can have something that smells really natural, unique, artistic, but it's going to last like those materials last, right?
Right.
So when I formulate, I always formulate to the smell first, because we're a really small brand, and because people are just starting to get to know us now. So the brand is really important to me. If I start releasing perfumes that smell like everything else, we're
Right.
just going to get lost in the white noise.
Right.
People are going to forget about us real quick because they're going to say, but that's another perfume that smells like everything else. But when we release something like an Edge of Eden or like a Desert Rain, and you go in and you look at the reviews and you say, wow, these are really unique fragrances that doesn't smell like anything else I have, it's because we formulate to smell first.
No, I love that. Okay. That makes sense. I love that. And speaking of Edge of Eden, I see you guys' questions. I promise you I'm going to get to them, but this is probably one of the main reasons we are here. You guys can see it's still in the cellophane. So while I'm opening this up, I am going, Joel, somebody already answered it, but Joel did have a question. Michael, I'm still thinking about that fragrance about magic. Are you working on it yet?
Yeah, that's actually Edge of Eden. So Edge of Eden is inspired by my time as a magician. I had a part of my act where I would swallow razor blades. I would invite an audience member onto stage and let her take a razor blade and put it in my mouth, and I would swallow the razor blades and then regurgitate them. And so for 20 years, I constantly, just multiple times per night, multiple nights per week for 20 years, I had the taste of razor blades in my mouth just all the time. And the razor blades, I'd always put them in an apple to display them on stage. And so somebody was asking me, they were like, hey, dude, you should do something that is inspired by your time as a magician. And I was just joking around. It just right off the top of my head, the first thing that came out of my mouth was a joke. And I was like, I don't think I can formulate something that smells like apples and razor blades. And then I went home and I thought about it. And I was like, you know what? I bet I could formulate something that smells like apples and razor blades. And so now we have Edge of Eden. That's when you, I guess, when you ask a question like that to somebody who's ADHD and a creative, like, I mean, I stayed awake just night after night thinking, like, how could I actually make that happen?
Right.
And it took a little while, but I'm really happy with the result.
No, that's dope. That's dope. So Joel, you got your, first of all, the promotion, the video you did with the razor blade, I was like, yo, now you talk about cutting edge, literally putting. I was like, okay, yeah. Mike is on a whole.
That's just a little taste. If you come see us at an event and you see us live, I think for the events where we're promoting Edge of Eden, I'm actually going to do the razor blade act at each event. And the act is really intense. Like I've literally watched people faint in the audience. So it's definitely going to be like a very unique perfume experience for sure.
Nah, that's going to be dope. So those of you who have, if this is going to be, also, this is super limited, right?
That is going to be part of our normal line. So
okay,
that's
gotcha.
not going to be limited.
Gotcha. All right. So those of you, if this is going to be your first day 3, this is the presentation minus the cellophane that I just ripped off that you can expect. It's going to have the name there. And then when you open it, it's going to sit in this beautiful presentation there. I love the fact that Mike and them thought about everything. I'm not going to talk about some of y'all brands, but when you get a bottle and it's bouncing all over you be like, oh my God, is the juice broken? But you have this small rubber band elastic material that holds the bottle in place. And then you got the notes and the information there. So of course, I saw the live, with gems or whatnot, but fragrance is subjective, so even though we kind of know the notes, that are in it. And I'll read off real quick to you guys because I know what's in it. In the top, you got apple, peppermint, and aldehydes. In the heart, you got honeysuckle, osmanthus, and pink. Is it acacia? Am I saying that right?
Acacia. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yep,
and then in the base, we got metal, concrete, and hot steam. Now, Mike and the team, Mike is the only person I know that is going to literally come up with a note or an accord, hot steam. But I guarantee you, if you go sit in a sauna or something, you probably be like, or like the steam. You know what? I'll figure it out when I smell it. But real quick, is this a sauna steam or is this like a steam coming up from like concrete, like on the street?
You know, when you plug in your iron and you start to iron your clothes, and it has a very particular smell to it.
Yeah, I got you.
It's exactly that.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. And that's the bottle. So this is a classic. So real talk. So y'all can see real quick. And because a lot of people like the older bottles, but I'm a fan of this very new, sleek, the Midnight Raspberry, like this cutting edge, cap. Y'all be careful because I did drop that on my foot one night and I was like, oh my, I thought I was going to need some razor blades. And, but yeah, skin is clean, properly moisturized. I showered before the live. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. All of my content creators, I still get nervous. Some of y'all ask me, we talk offline. Anything I do, every time I go live, it may seem like I don't, but I get nervous. So we do one of two things. Either we go ahead and get our walk in before we go live, or just hit the shower, keep it moving. But let's go ahead, get this on skin. Let's see what razor blades. Ooh. Okay. Now in the air, this already smells good. This already smells good in the air. Without me, like in the air, you definitely get that metal, or what I would really refer to as like this mineral, like this minerality style of profile. So I haven't had razor blades in my mouth, but when I was a kid, I used to put change in my mouth, which is nasty. Now, like, that's disgusting. And y'all used to do the same things, so don't judge me. But this reminds me of the metal. It's actually kind of funny because my mouth started watering.
Mm-hmm.
So I get the apple is definitely there. I get more honeysuckle than I expected. I get more honeysuckle. I get the metal smell because it immediately reminded me of being a fat kid with that change in his mouth. No, I was not trying to eat it. That's just nasty. Why was I putting money in my mouth? But y'all did it too. But and I'm a fan. I wanted to see whether I was going to get, because I know when you talk to Jims, he didn't necessarily get a lot of peppermint. And EQ, you said, didn't necessarily get a lot of peppermint. I don't get peppermint from that mentholic, aldehydic, minty, like kind of hit your nose, that vapor style of peppermint. But you do get the slight sweet Baptist church mother, grandma, you got a piece of candy, like, and it could be more of the honeysuckle but I get a combination of that a little bit. It's not like a lot coming off my skin to my nose, but there is an element of that there. But this definitely, I can't speak to the razor blades part. I'll let you speak to that. But as far as you capturing the smell of metal, because like my mouth is watering a little bit, it's like you can almost taste it to a degree. This is gonna do well. This is gonna do well because it's not offensive. It's very easy to wear. Like, it's very easy to wear. Ladies, I think y'all could appreciate this. But I think, fellas, if you're looking for, I think this could easily be great for work. I don't see dressing this down. I think this is definitely, you're dressing this up at the bare minimum casual. So this is what I will say. Only for so this is nothing to you, Mike, day 3. I have to give people a reference point. So for the most of you, I want you to think, you're going to automatically think, not because they smell the same, but I want you to think minerality. Most of you guys' reference point with minerality is like that Ganymede style of DNA, Bois Imperial style of DNA. I want you to think something in between that and like Amberful, because those fragrances don't have any of the sweetness that you're going to get from here. Now, when I say sweet, I'm not talking about like candy sweet. I'm not talking about like cake sweet, like gourmand sweet. We're not talking about Jean-Paul Gaultier, Azzaro type. We're not talking about designer sweetness. We're talking about a very specific, well blended, like I said, you get a little bit of that, like the peppermint. Like I said, it's not like this mentholic, type of peppermint. It's more of a take away the vapor, take away the mint. You get more of the sweetness that you would get from a peppermint, because peppermint is not overly sweet. It's like the perfect amount of sweetness or whatnot to kind of like, there is a freshness here. So it's not, when I say you don't get the peppermint, the aldehydes kind of provide more of the freshness without it being like, because a lot of times when people say aldehydes, they think like icy, it's like, so this Vicks Vapor Rub type of action. It's not necessarily like that, but it is like, I can see the picture of the steam. So, like, I'm a big guy. So it could be 20 degrees outside and I would be sweating. And those of you who play football or you were in the band, it'd be dead wintertime. You take your helmet off and it just be this blast of steam. Like, I know Mike, related it to the iron, but to me, this makes me feel like I just took off my band helmet or my football helmet, and that's where the steam is coming from. Now, it don't stink, because we was on. Now, first of all, I never stunk. I don't care what y'all say. You ask my mama, you ask everybody. I would know we didn't go on the field stinking at no point. But I like this. Now, I don't know what acacia. I'm assuming that's a floral.
It is.
Okay. If it's here, I'm going to get it later, which is why I tell y'all, sometimes first impressions, they can be totally useless. Sometimes they can be great, and then they can be totally useless, because tomorrow this might smell completely different. And then next week it might smell completely different, which is why you guys,
I think if I gave you a vial of pink acacia and you smelled it, and then you smelled the fragrance, I think you would get it right away. It's blended in there in such a way that I try not to get any of my notes to really like pop out. I want everything to kind of
which is a great thing,
singing together, like, in harmony, so that nothing really jumps out. It just makes for a more pleasant wearing experience. If you end up at an event for day 3, or if you're close to Arizona, you can come into the boutique. I'll actually let you smell the accords separately, so that you can kind of pick out the florals and pick out the metal, and then you'll appreciate Edge of Eden a little bit more. In the boutique, we actually have a materials library where you can come in and smell each of the raw materials. So if you want to smell just the peppermint, or just the pink acacia, just the osmanthus, just the honeysuckle, you can actually do that.
I was going to say, as this first of all, number one, I love that about day 3 is that sometimes it can be the brand's intention to make certain notes or chords pop, but I love the way you guys blend. It's just like, we're just gonna live with the fragrance, and things will come out in the time or the season that they need to. But as this does continue to progress, I'm pretty sure it's probably from the osmanthus. And I tell you guys, the only reason I know this is based on other fragrances. I have not smelled osmanthus as a raw material or out in the wild. I just know it from picking it up from other things. There's like I get this like warm suede type feel. That's very nice. Like, it doesn't come off like leather, but so it's crazy, because it's not like this super fresh spicy type. I know sometimes we describe stuff crazy. So you're not getting this super freshy spice type of DNA because this, I don't get spice at all. Like this is very smooth, very well blended. Metal is not spicy. No disrespect. If I hear one of y'all say metal is spicy and you say fragrance is subjective, I'm going to quit. I'm going to tell you go to the doctor. Nothing to me about metal is spicy. That's that Mexican you ate last night. Very smooth. You can almost smell the sheen. Like metal has a sound, and this is what it kind of smells like, if that's weird. I'm trying to paint the picture for y'all because you can't smell what I'm smelling. Hopefully you pre-ordered it. You got your bottle. But the suede, which is why I say, ladies, I think you could appreciate this if you want something. This is not crazy masculine, but it definitely, as the suede starts to come in, it does starts to warm things up just a little bit, which I can appreciate. I still think springtime, this is going to be fine. I still think summertime, you can still get away with this, especially most of y'all don't work outside no way. So sometimes when it comes to hot weather fragrances, most of y'all in the AC. Now, would I be outside with this if it's 100, 120 degrees all day? I might not be outside with this. I would probably be in the AC. I don't want to be outside wearing anything for that long, but other than some Irish Spring or something. But I love the minerality that I'm getting from this, because just from a reference point standpoint, in the metal, like Ganymede is one of those fragrances that I wanted to love when I first smelled it, you know, which was, I know, very popular outside of Tilia, but it would give me a headache. I was just like, it's too mineral. And so then when Bois Imperial came out, I was like, oh, I like it, but it was like super woody. And so then when Mancera came out, I was like, okay, this is kind of the nice bridge in between those two. And again, I'm only saying this for you guys as a reference point. So this is not to say, oh, well, this smells like this. Oh, this smells like this, because again, it may smell completely different to you. But based on what I'm getting, and those of you that really rock with me on a regular basis, and you feel like our noses are aligned, you definitely get this beautiful, sleek metal, not like a sharp metal. It's rounded. Like this is a metal, like it wouldn't stab you. You know, like this is not like some, like if we were on a construction site or something like that. This is not the type of metal that I'd be concerned about you getting cut. That's a very sharp mineralic type of thing. This has a smoothness to it that I think the peppermint, to me, the honeysuckle, it gives it this very smooth, and then once that osmanthus comes in, it gives it this very nice texture. The apple definitely kind of stays throughout, which I also appreciate, because you still get the apple. Not in a greenly type of way. To me, that is a sharp apple. This is more of a warmer, refined apple. So this is not the apple that you're gonna bite into to my skin, and it's just gonna be like this burst of like crisp apple. This is not like fried apples. This is a very nice melodic, like a very nice warm apple that just kind of sits right there on my skin. But the aldehydes, to me, is what kind of gives it the lift. So it keeps it fresh. It gives it this freshness all throughout. I know you don't really kind of do the whole freshy thing to me. Oh, you guys don't really you don't do the whole blue fragrances. But I tell people, like, Downtown Deja Vu to me is like you're freshy. Like, to me, it's kind of like, I'm like, this is a freshie. To me, this is the other side of that. So for those of you who are into day 3, if you have Downtown Deja Vu and you understand what I'm saying as far as that being like the freshie of the line, in my opinion, this is the other side where important meeting, like, you don't want to be announced. Like, they're gonna smell you, you're gonna get complimented, but you're not gonna be loud. Sometimes y'all want to be loud. This is not loud. It's not a loud fragrance. It's not weak by any means, but it is not loud. It's not, to me, Downtown Deja Vu is like, when you spray it, it's like, okay, that's gonna be a room filler. This, to me, it's going to walk with you. This has a presence where it's gonna walk. That's why I say you got to dress this up. This is not, you don't put this on with a t-shirt. I wouldn't put this on going out with the guys. Like what I'm smelling, this is I need a deal. I'm gonna close a deal, imported meeting type of fragrance. Now y'all feel how you want to feel. I'm just telling you how I would rock it, how I would wear it. Definitely shirt, tie, jacket. At the minimum, casual Fridays, and we still probably got on a blazer, or something. But nah, this is dope, Mike. This is dope. Like this is dope.
Somebody asked if the metal accord gives like a water or like aquatic, and it doesn't. There's nothing aquatic about Edge of Eden. The best way I could describe it, it's funny because for me the inspiration is actually putting razor blades right in my mouth, but I don't recommend that you do that. So if I think almost everybody's had the experience where if you take a spoon out, like a cold spoon, and you put a cold spoon in your mouth, the like the taste of like the cold metal, that's the sensation of the razor blade accord. You mentioned too about the apple not being really sharp. In the inspiration, the apple is a red apple, and so
It's
for
definitely
the
a red apple.
fragrance, it's a little bit sweeter. It's more of like a gala apple as opposed to like a Granny Smith, which has that like kind of sour, sharp taste to it. This is more of like a smooth, sweet red apple.
And that's why I say, guys, I think again, it's gonna be subjective, but the suede I wasn't expecting. Now I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it to stay along that metal, which just speaks to the genius of what Mike and them do. But and here's the thing. I'm not gonna yeah, all of y'all not gonna believe me. That's I'm like, bye, get the sample. Like when it becomes available, figure it out.
Get the sample.
Because at the end of the day, this all is subjective. And I know this is not your battle, Mike, but I just want to put it out there. Because I know somebody did ask what you think. Are we getting a real review? I mean, I'm in real life, it's here. Like I'm not gonna say it just because Mike is sitting right here. This is honestly what you get. Now, again, tomorrow, this could smell completely different. It's 8:12 where I am right now. We're getting ready to let Mike go because, like I said, we're here for a good time, not a long time. This could smell different 10, 12 o'clock at night. Y'all know I'm going to tell you because I'm going to be like, hey, 4 hours in, this is what happened. 8 hours, this is what happened. I wore it the next day. We get our wears in so we know exactly, okay, this is what I'm getting, because subjective sometimes can be, even though it's true, sometimes it can be a cop-out, for people to say, I'm like, yo, if you don't like something, just say you don't like it. If it's not for you, just say it's not for you. That does not mean that the fragrance itself is not good. It's like, yo, I don't know what you got going on. I don't know.
I'll speak to that too. Yeah. We go way out of our way to discourage blind buying. So if you ever see a day 3 review and you're like, hey, is this person just, like, is it because they got a free sample? Like, what is it? Is this person like friends with day 3? Here's what I would say. I would say, we offer samples on our website. So Edge of Eden will be available as a sample. You can just buy the one sample, try it on your skin and fall in love with it first. We're a real small brand. We're a family brand, and life is too short to be upsetting customers, right? The way that we're going to grow as a brand is not by selling individual bottles, but by having customers who are fans of the brand. And the way that we do that is we get people to try things on their skin first. And we try to encourage you to only grab a bottle after you've fallen in love with the fragrance and it works really well on your skin. That's why, like, when we do our discovery sets, we give a full discovery set for $60. And then if you buy a discovery set, we send you a code for $60 off any bottle. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to encourage people to really like explore the house first on your skin without necessarily listening to like just going off of what a reviewer says. Like, the reviewers are really important for us because, of course, like, just anytime that we can get our name out into the atmosphere and people hearing our name, that's really important. But as far as the customer goes, listen, just use your own nose and try it on your skin first. Because it wasn't that long ago that, for me to buy a bottle of perfume was kind of like, it was like an investment. Like, perfume is expensive.
Exactly.
And we're only priced at like $170 for a full bottle, which in the market is mid to lower tier. as far as pricing goes.
Mm-hmm.
But still, to me, $170 is a lot of money. I would say, like, I don't want a customer to just blindly give us $170 for a fragrance that they might not ever wear. Like, we would rather have you as a customer and a fan of the house. So that means, like, try it first, fall in love with it. That way there, when you get your bottle, you'll go brag to everybody about, you know, how great your day 3 experience was. We would much rather have that.
This is good, Mike.
Thank you.
Like, not real talk.
I'm
Not
glad
real
you like
talk.
it.
The blend is good. Again, because it's easy to wear. It's easy to wear. Like, this is super, 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 super. I think if you have trouble wearing this, if it's a profile that you're into, if you're not into it and you sample it, hey, by all means. But if you end up getting it, and again, like I said, we don't encourage blind buying around here to get your own nose on it. I think you're gonna find this is super easy to wear, and you're going to reach for it. Especially my man. It's a classy fragrance. This has a class about it. Y'all know how I am. I say, hey, if it's t-shirt approved, t-shirt approved. It's not t-shirt approved. You can wear it with a t-shirt. I think when you smell it and you get the blend of the apple and you get the blend, again, the way that suede comes in and kind of undergirds everything that you're getting from the metal and the minerality is gonna add a little bit of confidence where you're gonna be like, nah, let me dress this up just a little bit. If you don't want to go over the top, I'm not saying black tie, you know, a gala or anything, even though I think you could do this, but definitely, this exudes confidence. This
Yeah,
exudes
I'm
confidence.
glad that you like the osmanthus. No, I had a lot of fun with working with the osmanthus because osmanthus does smell like if you had like suede and apricot and you put them like 50-50, like in a
Mm-hmm.
bottle. That's kind of like what osmanthus smells like. So it was so useful in the blend, right? Because it's a spring floral and it's mixed with metal. But osmanthus has that floral note to it, but
Mm-hmm.
it helped me blend into the metal because it also has like a metal kind of nuance to it. And because it also smells fruity like apricot, it helped me blend the apple deeper into the heart, into the base, and that's why you feel like you're getting the apple into the heart. Apple's typically a top note, but kind of like uses illusion with the osmanthus to get the apple to come down into the heart. So it was really an essential part of the fragrance. I
Nah,
kind of
that's like,
fell in love with the fragrance last week. Again, I had a customer who asked if they could meet me locally to pick up the fragrance, right?
mm-hmm.
And here's funny, when I wear Eden, I can't really smell it on myself that much because I go anosmic to it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll spray it on, and then like 4 or 5, 6 hours later, my wife will tell me, like, yeah, man, you smell amazing. I'm like, really? I can't really smell it that good. But I was dropping a bottle off to a customer who had pre-ordered it, and he's local. And I didn't know this, but he had stopped into the boutique and he saw Tina in the boutique, and she gave him a little bit of her decant of Edge of Eden, and he's been wearing it. And I had no idea. So when I saw him a couple days ago, a shout out to my dude Lon if he's watching, he was actually wearing Edge of Eden, and I
Okay.
was like, man, I was like, you smell really good, dude. Like, you smell amazing, because it was like that experience of smelling it on somebody else's skin, like not on my own skin. I was like, I was thinking to myself, like, it kind of smells like Edge a little bit. I was like, what are you wearing? He's like, I'm wearing Edge of Eden. And
That's
dude,
dope.
on somebody else's skin, I was like, oh, dude, it's really good. Like,
That's dope. These somebody asked about when pre-orders start shipping. If I'm not mistaken, if you pre-ordered, you should, because several people have already said, B-Gate, theirs will be here like tomorrow or like this week. Someone
yeah.
said those should have already been shipped out, right, Mike?
Yeah, you know what we do is we tell people that it'll ship when the fragrance releases, which is April 16th, but we always try to get pre-orders out early because we want to surprise customers, and just sort of like that's our way of thanking people for pre-ordering. So the pre-orders have been going out for the last 3 or 4 days, and we're just getting them out the door as fast as we possibly can. So if you've pre-ordered, it's probably already on the way. Some customers have already received it.
Yeah. And then the samples, this sample will be available
April 16th.
16. Gotcha. So Thursday. I think that's the biggest thing. Y'all know y'all know I love stuff that some of y'all hate, and then I hate stuff that some of y'all love. Sample it. Get your nose on it, because again, I think the easiest thing I can say about this is it is going to be, and I understand why you said this is going to be a huge, a really good seller, because it is easily wearable. Like, this is a very, fellas, if you are looking for something classy, I mean, if I'm looking, like, I just, like, your Bonnie and your Del Mar are going to put you more in the mind of a vacation. And I'm just thinking about spring. Y'all wear what you want to. Y'all know, is there any limitation to when you can wear what you want to wear? No, but y'all know how I do. Right. So I don't necessarily want to smell like heavy gourmand vanilla and it's 100 degrees outside. That's just me. If that's you, do your thing. More power to you. So I'm just naming off a couple that I'm, really into right now as the weather starts to turn. So you got like Bonnie and Del Mar, which to me are going to put you more in vacation type of mode. Those are going to be more of your tropical oriented, beachside type of fragrances. Again, Desert Rain, it still is just fire. I mean, if you don't have Desert Rain, I think y'all tripping. I think you bugging. Get a discovery set, sample it or whatnot. Perfect this time of the year, springtime. But again, to me, Downtown Deja Vu, I consider to be the freshie of the house. And to me,
that's the sleeper.
Yeah.
That's the sleeper of the house. Yeah.
People don't talk about this one enough. And I'm like, yo, it pushes. Like, when you spray it. This is, I want to be seen. I want to be heard. I want to be announced. Everybody is going to smell me.
Yep.
This is, I own the room when I walk in. This is definitely CEO, boss status, dress it up. It's very subdued. It's not weak. And I want to make sure y'all understand when I say that. I think sometimes we get things, going back to the trend you talked about earlier, Mike, where everybody's like, man, it's not loud. It's not loud. Like, people will buy X-Straight versions and be like, well, it's not louder than the OG. X-Straight doesn't mean it's going to project more. Typically the oil concentration is higher, so it's going to last longer, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to be higher in projection. This is not weak by any means. It is a beautifully well blended, but this is going to be a easy to wear fragrance, especially for my fellas. I think y'all gonna love it. I think y'all gonna love it. Jean Baptiste said he gonna blind buy it like he do everything else. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
All right.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. And Kevin,
somebody
I agree.
If it's, oh, sorry.
No. You go ahead.
Somebody was asking if it's going to be in the Discovery set. It is going to be in the Discovery set. I'll tell you too, something we're going to probably do with the Discovery sets like really soon is we're getting more and more fragrances in the Discovery set. And so the Discovery set price keeps going up. So I think eventually, and probably really soon, what we're going to do is break it up into like just the Dominican line and the core line, and do like 2 Discovery sets. That way there, you're not paying more and more and more for Discovery set. Like, we're trying to take care of people, like not make you broke. But we're also, not only is it going to be in the Discovery set, but even we're also going to make available for which is a single sample, because a lot of our customers have already purchased the Discovery set and they already know what everything smells like. So instead of making you buy a whole other set, we're just going to offer that as a sample as well. That way there, if you've already tried everything else, you can just buy the one sample and you're good.
No, that's going to be dope.
Try to take care of our people.
No, and we appreciate that. Real talk. Yeah. Joel, we praying on Canada, man. We trying to make it happen.
Yes.
We trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna get to some of you guys' questions, and then we're gonna let Mike go, because like I said, day 3 has a lot that he needs to get done. Jean Baptiste did say earlier, as long as it doesn't smell. No, you don't get anything like Wrigley's, at least not to me. And I didn't hear Jim's or EQ said they got it either. Joel mentioned after giving you the idea for the Magician fragrance, because now the whole family as a fragrance to their name, maybe one about family. That would be dope. That would be dope. Q Shock, do you have a favorite day 3 so far? And if so, why?
It changes from day to day. Like, so if you ask me tomorrow, I'll have a completely different answer. I've been wearing a lot of Aylin.
Mm,
Man, I love Aylin. My daughter turns 18 soon. We've been spending a lot of time together, and just
hmm
she's growing up really fast, and we have a really special relationship. And so, like, Aylin just means a lot to me. Like, it's very, very personal. Um, Eden, I've been wearing a lot of Eden because I love how fresh it is. I'm in Arizona and the weather gets really super hot here. So having something that's like really bright and fresh, it's been really nice. And then Desert Rain. Desert Rain I've been wearing a lot of. Shoot, and now that I said that too, you know what? Royal Reflection plays nice in the heat. I'll just say like
see,
Aylin is probably the most personal
got
for
it,
me. But I mean,
got it.
if I just kept answering, I'm just gonna name like all 12 of our fragrances like for different reasons. But I'll say Aylin.
All right, it's kind of like asking a parent, like, so which of your kids is your favorite? It's like, yeah, all of them.
Right. Yeah.
Eddie has a great question, and I'm a this one, and then one more, and then we're gonna let Mike go. How do you bridge the gap between releasing something creative as the notes for Edge of Eden, and okay, how do you bridge the gap between releasing something creative as a notes for Edge of Eden, if nothing that is on the current market and something that
Mhm.
is mass appealing? So yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that the two are mutually exclusive. Like
hmm
people, when they talk about mass appealing, sometimes they'll use that as a way of saying like boring, like, oh, I didn't like it because it's so mass appealing. And then sometimes what they do is they'll say like, oh, something was really creative and hard to wear, like as though something needs to be hard to wear to be classified as creative. I don't think of it in those terms. I think that you can have something that is really creative and still be very mass appealing. Like in Edge of Eden, the notes are kind of unusual and the inspiration is really unusual. So the fragrance is unusual, but it is easy to wear. Like it's not a challenge at all. I think you can spray it on in almost any situation. I think what the key is sticking to genuinely producing something that matches the inspiration. So I have a part of my life where I was a performer, I was a magician, and I had this really unique experience of putting razor blades in my mouth, and that became a part of my life for years. And so if I have that as an inspiration and I really nail that with the perfume, you're going to get something that's just naturally creative. But it can also be easy to wear.
No, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. And then last, Marion has the last question. With the expected blow up of niche and new companies coming in, are you concerned with creativity and staying on the cutting edge? The young generation, their taste changes so quickly.
No, I dealt with the same thing as a magician. It, Probably like 10 years ago, magic was really blowing up with Chris Angel and David Blaine and Shin Lim, and Vegas is blowing up with magic now. And so the question was always like posed to the magicians, like, how do you stay on the cutting edge? How do you stay creative? And really the answer for that, like for me in my magic career, was um, being really authentic, because there's only one Michael Paul, right?
Right.
So if I am 100% authentically me, then my act is going to be like nobody else's act because you're coming to see me. And so what I thought is, now that I'm in perfumery, like a lot of that philosophy is transferred over. And so as long as I'm staying authentic to who I am as a person, then my perfumes are going to be unique also. So I'm married to a beautiful Dominican woman, and that's our family culture is the Dominican culture, right? And so like I experience these scents around the house, and I go, wow, that's really exciting to me. And so I'll produce something that's got plantains as a note,
hmm
or pineapple and honey, or when we did Bani, mango was becoming like a big trendy note, but everyone was doing like a bubble gum or a candy mango. Well, that's not my experiences
Right.
with mango, like just from the culture around here, around the house. My mother-in-law was the one who tested like the mango accord, and she would tell me like, no, it's got to be more like this or it's got to be more like that. And then when we nailed the mango accord, she was the one who gave her stamp of approval, right? And so I was able to keep it really authentic to who we are as a family. So now when you smell Bani, it's not like every other mango because
Right.
it's not chasing that bubblegum candy mango. Now when you smell Bani, you smell like you're getting this mango from the town of Bani, right? Which was the inspiration. And so I think that's the key is as long as you stay authentic, as long as you're able to stay real and not go chasing trends. It's very tempting to chase the trends because it's a quick money grab. If everyone wants a new vanilla perfume that smells like cupcakes, that's very tempting to produce a cupcake perfume and go, okay, now I'm going to sell a whole bunch of these. But then what happens is you end up producing a perfume that smells like everything else.
Right.
And so eventually you get lost in the noise. That's not good for the brand.
Right.
We want you to be able to pick up a discovery set where everything that you pick out, you go, wow, this everything smells really different. It smells really unusual because unless you're a guy that's married to a Dominican woman who's experiencing the same things I'm experiencing, unless you're a magician who also swallows razor blades, you're not
Right.
producing the same type of fragrances that I'm producing. So it's really funny because it's like chasing everybody else is how you become second place, and it's how you start
Ooh.
losing creativity. Like the moment that you start thinking to yourself, how can I be more creative, or that's ironically when you'll start to fall in this trap of your perfumes are not as creative as they could be. If you take the focus off of that creativity and you focus instead, how can I be the most real me? How can I give the most amount of authenticity? Your perfumes will be authentic and they'll be creative just by default without you having to force it.
Chasing everybody else. That's how you end up in second place. That's a bar,
Mm-hmm.
Mike. I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit, but we gonna have to use that one around here. That's a bar. Since Mike did already speak to that, right now it's gonna be 50 meals. 100 meals. He has the right, to change his mind at some point. You guys going to Essence?
I don't know if we do, it'll just be as we won't be going like as a company. We'll just go as
Gotcha.
attendees.
Gotcha.
We don't have international distributorship yet. There's like a
Gotcha.
lot of laws and regulations around that. So
Gotcha.
Excellence doesn't make a lot of sense for us, but we're working on it.
Okay.
You will find us at, this is important for viewers. Like, listen, if you're tuning in, you will find us at Refinery Fragrances in Nashville this week. I mean, we're coming up Saturday, and they're celebrating their anniversary as a shop, and we're going to be there celebrating the release of Edge of Eden. And then later in the month, keep an eye on our stories because we're going to be at Perfumology in Philly, and that's an awesome shop. So you're definitely going to want to see that. After that, we're going to be in California at the Dry Down. So definitely keep an eye on the stories. Show up at one of these events because I will be swallowing razor blades. It will be very unusual. I'll have separate accords with me. We're going to have a good time. Like it's going to be a blast. So definitely get to a day 3 event for sure.
So y'all heard it. Nashville, Refinery Fragrances, Philly, Perfumology, and then a Dry Down in LA, right?
Carlsbad.
Getcha. Hey, so y'all make it do what it do. Midnight Raspberry, the end of the oud brigade, or you're gonna revisit that oud discussion later.
We bought a lot of that oud,
Okay.
but it's not going to last. It's not going to stay around forever. We didn't go out of our way to tell people that it's a limited release because we didn't want to sell the perfume in a way it's like hurry up and get it before it's
FOMO.
gone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't like doing that to people,
Yeah.
because there's still quite a bit of it left. However, it's not going to last forever because once that oud is done, we're going to discontinue it at that point. What makes it special is the Vietnamese oud that we're using. It's funny because I have gone online and I'll kind of like creep through the reviews and like just to look at what people are saying about the perfumes. And it's pretty funny because it's kind of a backhanded compliment, but I've heard people say like, I bet there's no real oud in there. Like that doesn't smell like real oud to me.
Right.
And it's because we're using an oud that's like so high quality and so smooth that you don't get any of that funk. There's no barnyard. I mean, the oud smells like chocolate,
Right.
which is why it's like a chocolate raspberry fragrance, right? So yeah, kind of a compliment. And once that oud is gone, I'm not gonna reformulate. That to me, reformulating is lying to the customer. I cannot sell you a perfume that's got the same name on it and then change the formula on you and then sell you a bottle. Like to me, that's lying. But yeah, so Midnight Raspberry, there's still plenty left, but you know it won't always be there. It'll get discontinued at some point.
And that's why, Mike, that's why you the best. Melvin, that is being worked on. And then Ali, check the page. Feel It Perfumology is you said next month?
It's going to be at the end of this month, at the very end of this month.
Yeah, end of this. So check the page. Make sure you guys are tapped in. Follow Day 3 on all social media, but definitely on IG is where you will see the bulk of what they have going on. Mike, I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. It's always a great time. Another phenomenal release. I expect to hear.
Dude,
great
I love
things.
coming on your lives. Like anytime that you want, I'll be back.
Absolutely.
Say the word.
Absolutely.
We'll hang out on a live.
Absolutely.
Talk about anything you want.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Yeah. And I have some plans to be down in the Phoenix area at some point. So I'll definitely come by the boutique.
Come by the boutique. I will give you the personal tour. I'll walk you through all of the special raw materials. Man, we'll go out to dinner, man. We'll have a good time.
All right, Mike. It's gonna be hard to get rid of me, nonetheless. But I appreciate you. You guys, again, if you got any other questions for Mike, hit him up on IG. Ask all of the questions, but tap in. If you have not put your pre-orders in already, unfortunately, you're gonna see everybody talking about it, and that does not mean people are shilling. All right. Y'all be okay. It's okay. Something actually can smell good, and it just, and majority of people just happen to like it. But I had to put that out there. But Mike, we'll be in touch. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your night, my friend.
All right, guys. See you later.
All right. Good people. So I appreciate y'all guys for being on your best behavior. That was dope. Let me get this. It's too quiet. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring this music back in. There we go. Yo, so real talk. Like, shout out to Mike, you know what I'm saying, for always being a team player. All right, there we go. Shout out to Mike. Oh, that's tripping. For always being a team player. That was dope. That was dope. That was dope. As usual. That was dope. That was dope. I hope you guys enjoyed the interview. Like I said, that was Mike's second time on the show. And I'm, again, sometimes I don't like to refer to other fragrances, but it's difficult sometimes because you can't relate to putting razor blades in your mouth unless you about that life. And not for fun. Yeah, there's a certain type of person that's walking around putting razor blades in their mouth. That's the magician. And then there's the set it off crew. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, again, I want you to think the minerality, but it's more woody, it's more floral, it's sweeter, it's not as sharp, it's not piercing, it's not gonna give you a headache. That you get, like I said, when I first smelled Ganymede, I was like, oh, this is fire. Migraine. Not because the fragrance is bad, it's just like it's too mineral. Which is why I fell in love with Bois Imperial from Essential Parfums, which I'm not gonna reach for. And then I like when Amberful came out with what they did. And but I like this. Like I said, on my skin, that suede, which is coming from the Osmanthus, was really surprising. I didn't expect to get that. In the same fashion as far as gems and EQ, the peppermint, not in the way that you would think peppermint. And I'm a lover of peppermint. I love peppermint bark. Like when I say I like peppermint, I like peppermint. I like peppermint mocha. I like peppermint bark. I just like peppermint in general. You get more of the sweetness from the peppermint, but not so much the peppermint flavor. You know what I'm saying? But it is very refined. So I think that's going to be one of the more subjective things. I think the osmanthus is going to be one of the more subjective things, just depending. But I think what is undeniable, which across the board, easy dumb reach. Easy dumb reach. But again, this is not typically with t-shirts. Like, it's hot outside, it's springtime. Typically when you're rocking a t-shirt or something like that, you going for scent trail and huge projections, and you want things to waft, and you know you want them birds to start singing. You know, you're not necessarily gonna get that with this. Like, this is all about the scent bubble. This is all about the people that are in your space. You know, you walk in a boardroom, they can be like, oh, okay, well, I guess we in trouble today, or everybody getting a raise today. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's not intimate. So this is not a one-on-one. This is of those people who are in my space. This is, my space is exclusive. Like, and I've invited you into my space. Like I said, it's not gonna be loud. So if you're looking for something loud, you're not gonna get loud with Edge of Eden. I can understand why he said he goes nose blind to it, because I can see you're gonna go nose blind to this probably quickly, but other people are gonna smell it. And I think that's a dilemma we have in the fragrance space. People want loud, people want beast mode, and people want obnoxiously. It's like we're getting away from perfumery. And so people say, well, how was the performance? What they're asking is, how was the projection? That's typically what people are the average person is asking. You know, instead of breaking it down to, okay, how was the sillage? How was the scent bubble? How was the scent trail? You know, how was the longevity? I was about to say endurance. How was the longevity? How far reaching in it? Is the projection, is it lasting? Is it the first 30 minutes, the first hour? You know what I'm saying? The way that the notes in here set this up to do work for an extended period of time. So it's not something to me that's going to fade very quickly. Yeah, it's not something that's gonna fade very quickly. Yeah, it's in like it's in that vein, you know, from a reference point standpoint. But I wanna stay away from the Ganymede, because Ganymede is very mineral. Ganymede is very mineral. But sometimes we do too much. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm just saying a lot of the stuff that I see, we do too much. We do too much. We do too much. And so sometimes we try, like, and some of y'all were just coming into the interview. So you're like, why is Walt doing all the talking? Because I'm the one smelling the fragrance. Mike made this fragrance. Mike made it. I'm smelling it. I'm smelling it live for the first time. So you're getting to see my initial first impression, or whatnot. So yeah, that's why I was hogging. Look, as we say, I was hijacking the airspace for those 10 minutes. It's like, yeah, like you don't necessarily want to hear from, you want to hear from Mike. You heard from Mike as far as the most part, but at the end of the day, if we gonna keep it a buck, if you have no relationship with Day 3, you're not gonna buy the fragrance because you don't know Mike. That's why we do the interviews like this. So we can bring Mike to the table, so we can bring other perfumers to the table, so we can have this conversation. D-Web, I appreciate you. Well done, Walt. Third time I've seen an interview with Mike about Edge of Eden and was still entertained and enjoyed the conversation. Yeah, and Mike is a good conversationalist. Yeah, Mike is a good conversationalist. But nah, this joint is smooth, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. This joint is smooth. Matter of fact, let me see. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. This Desert Rain don't smell like it. This joint, some of y'all was complaining about, oh, Desert Rain don't perform. You crazy. You crazy. Desert Rain be pushing. And it is so much of a different, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes first impressions are pointless, but these are the things you stick with it and you stay with it. Cause I guarantee you this is gonna smell different. I'm gonna probably I plan to get some of the main nuances that I got, but there are bridges like the Osmanthus, for an example. He talked about how it's a bridge with the apple and the suede and the metal, because metal can be it can be sharp. It can be piercing. Sometimes, you can smell stuff and it go straight to your eye, straight in your nasal cavity. You be like, woo. You don't necessarily want that. I'll tell you what. I know I talked about how Downtown Deja Vu is the freshie. Tell you something. That Desert Rain pushed different. It's been sitting, it pushed different. It pushed different. Let me get to the chat real quick. We getting ready to get out of here. Indefinite says, I heard concrete. So the steam, he said, and this is why I asked him, I was like, he was like, the steam as far as if you're ironing clothes, cause that's metal. It has, and I don't, do y'all iron? Cause I iron. I have an ironing board. I have an iron, I buy irons. It's kind of it's almost like a collector's type of thing. I like a good iron. Some of y'all be cheating. Y'all got that new IKEA iron, where you put it got the blow up doll and you put the shirt over it. Ain't nobody got time for that, man. Pull out that ironing board, even though that is kind of dope. But IKEA, if you want to send it to me, I would definitely review it on camera. But that steam. So I knew it. I iron. I can go grab it right now. Honest to God. So I know exactly what he was talking about. Escandalo is good. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Mike don't have, for me personally, he doesn't have any misses because I appreciate the approach. Day 3 really has a lot to do with the heritage. So it's kind of I put Day 3 in the category of a RDZ. RDZ really pushes the heritage of the brand. And so Mike is one of those perfumers that he allows himself to be really influenced and inspired, not by other fragrances, but the elements that are around him. Like razor blades, because this is what I used to do as a magician. How can I pull this off? That's fire. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I love it. Joel, I gotta check that out. I'm gonna go by La Perfumerie because they carry Gritty. They carry Gritty at La Perfumerie, so I'm gonna go by and see if they have Supernova in store. Yeah. Now the concrete. Yeah, the concrete. I don't so much get the concrete thing. But I ain't used to smelling concrete. So I'm wondering, is that a poured concrete? But the steam thing, I definitely did get. Jonathan says, Day 3, impeccable customer service. And that's it. Listen, let me tell you something. Reviewers talk about sillage that you can judge. The rest is gibbery god. Nah, real talk, Lions Pride. it is crazy sometimes the links people will go through. I tell y'all, I judge my fragrances by work days. Cause when am I going to need a fragrance to last longer than 8 to 9 hours? 8 to 10 on a long day. Folks be like, I need a 14 for what? I'm gonna be honest with you. It's some stuff I don't want to smell like. Now I'm gonna tell you, one of them fragrances I could smell like all day is this right here. Y'all, call me the hype machine. I'm gonna hype it. But this is good. I think y'all will enjoy this. Again, it's not loud. I'm telling you, So don't get on the internet and say all the reviewers. Walter did not say that. Fat Boy Finesse. It is not a loud fragrance. It is not a loud fragrance. So, and then you can say that's subjective. It's just not a loud fragrance. But it does. It smells very nice. It has the perfect. It's not a sweet fragrance. It just has the perfect amount of sweetness to it. And Bonnie is good. One of the things that I love about Bonnie, because honestly, now this is where you can tell where people sometimes they don't be smelling stuff. Bonnie and Del Mar are similar. These two fragrances right here are first cousins. These are first cousins. And these are not, that's not decants, because again, nah. Some stuff I just ain't decanting for y'all. I love y'all, but I ain't, you know. I'll send you one of my discovery sets before I do that. And I've done it. Some stuff I just be selfish with. Like, I ain't decanting this. You gotta get the 10 mil. You gotta get your own. They are very similar, except Bonnie has that very almost green, ripe mango type of smell. To Mike's point, it is not your typical syrupy mango. It is a very ripe green, has a very green floral aspect to it. And then Del Mar definitely leans on the florals and the lime. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Now those, I will be honest, they are not the greatest performers from a longevity standpoint. But again, and Del Mar is give me very sunscreen vibes also. But as far as when I would wear these, I don't need this to do anything other for me. Like, bro, like a couple, like 3-4 hours tops, I'm good. And some people don't see it like that. They be like, bro, if I'm gonna spend that kind of money on a fragrance, I needed to do A, B, and C. This is what happens when you get into certain niches and certain things. It's like, yo, some things are there for a very specific reason, very specific season. This is why the clone industry has made so much money, because it has taken like the afternoon swim. Y'all notice how nobody can really make afternoon swim last longer and stay true to it? They got to change it. Like the OG don't last. You know what I'm saying? So when the clone comes out, I'm one of those people when it comes to stuff like that, just give me the clone so I can save the money. But I don't expect the performance to be better, because what's going to happen is you're going to make it spicy. Prime example, and we're going to get ready to get out of here. I got a couple of announcements to make. Videos for y'all should be on the lookout for this week. We already talked about New York, the city of dreams, where this is supposed to be like your French Defense. What's one of the biggest complaints about French Defense from Mind Games? The performance. A lot of people complain about that. What did Lattafa do? They made it spicy. They added a bunch of black pepper and nutmeg. I hate it. Smells good. I just hate it because the OG is not spicy. I don't want spicy cherry. And then people say, well, what the dry down? No, bro, that's not. I pay my money for the whole experience. That's just me personally. But I did cop the other two. So I'll be talking about those this week. You have Love in Paris. And these should be available for samples by the morning. This is already on the site. So shopwithfinesse.com. This is already on the site, available for samples. Love in Paris, which I'm pretty sure is a play on Angel Share Paradise. It's just a little bit more gourmandish to me. Like there's like more of like this apple. It's not even raspberry. It's like some type of apple pie accord or something like that. More like a dessert, like a crescent roll or something. So that's Love in Paris, but I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be based on Angel Share Paradise, which was very good. You know, I prefer On the Rocks, but you know. And then you have London, City of Contrast. I actually like this. This has like this floral orange or tangerine thing going on with it. I actually like this. I don't know what it's based on. So yeah, if I would say this would be my favorite of the 3 so far. They're not bad. They're not bad. They're not bad. I just, you know, y'all, I love French Defense. All right. So that's that. Oh, yeah, a whole bunch of, but the only other announcement, if you are interested, you guys know we already talked about Ocean Noir Parfum. All right. And we already talked about Citizen Jack Alpine. This is fire. I do have full bottles available on the site. So I got a limited amount, but I can restock if I need to. But when they gone, they gone. I got full bottles available. These have not been opened. See that? They have not been opened. So this is Ocean Noir Parfum, which is this right here. All right. So that's Ocean Noir Parfum. I don't know what's going on with Sony today. All right. There you go. And then if you're looking for something masculine that's going crazy in the spring right now, I'm telling you, Citizen Jack Alpine, crazy twist on that DNA. The way that melon comes across with the woods, bro, fire. This could easily be an easy, everyday dumb reach along with the Ocean Noir Parfum. But yeah, full bottles of it. Actually, somebody just ordered. That's crazy. Ordered both. So yeah, when they gone, they gone. They gone, they gone. I should have those. Lattafa should be up tomorrow, along with probably 5 other fragrances. I've been being more diligent and very judicious on what we're uploading. Mancera's will be loaded, full bottles. So Mancera full bottles will be loaded this week. So be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna be doing some special orders like for Mother's Day. So Mother's Day is coming up. So on the Michael Malloy's, like the Sangria and Saffron, which is fire. When I say fire, fire. I think it's gonna be an amazing fragrance. I think probably that and maybe Instant Crush we would do a deal on. But yeah, Mancera, y'all should see loaded this week. Michael Malloy's I will carry on a as need basis as I see fit. So yeah. So rack it up. It's 8:58. Let's get ready to get out of here. Let's see. Whetstone could be. You are a great translator. You took Mike's nerdy perfumery jargon and translated into common folk. Yo, the thing is, I talk about it all the time. That's what I do for a living. I work in IT. I'm a translator. I can't sit here and talk to you on the, man, I can't talk all that tech jargon to my customers. They be like, Walt, what the heck is you talking about? Bro, just make it make sense. Which is why, welcome to the bridge, making connections that make sense. They need 12 hours. We ain't gonna talk about that, Mondo. We ain't gonna talk about that. But Honda, that's different. And I understand certain people that are working in certain conditions. I was like, it's cool. Me personally, I'm gonna be so nose blind to certain stuff. I don't know. I want my fragrance to last. Like when I'm testing stuff, that's when I really care about the longevity. When I'm testing, because y'all care about that. I don't really care that much. Because I know what I'm wearing it for. So I don't really care that much. And I don't, and like something like this, I don't really mind reapplying or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. All right. What's the difference between BR540 and Thomas Cosmala number 4? Thomas Cosmala to me is the more masculine version of BR540. It leans more on the woods. It probably is more comparable to the X Street, in my opinion. I like Thomas Cosmala. I got a decant of the original number 4, but I got neon number 4. And then I have, people sleep on this, but this sport smells fire on my skin. This is one of the recent pickups that I got this year. Sport smells fire on the skin. What house am I looking to dive into next? Yeah, Bourbon Street is crazy work. I've completed the collection of House of Dust On, so I'm on a high with them right now. RDZ got some stuff I want to tap into more, but honestly, house-wise, Precious Liquids. So, Precious Liquids. And then it's something else. It's another house I've been sampling. I got a bunch of samples of some other stuff, but I got some bottles I need to purchase. Yeah, so so y'all might not see me with a lot of especially with niche. Like I'm recouping some stuff, some old stuff. I'm getting Matt, I'm in love with Mattier Premier right now. They kind of got me in a chokehold. I'm trying to think, man. Honestly, I'm all in on House of Dust On right now. Sergeov got some new stuff. I'm excited about the stuff that Kajal has coming out. I don't think it's coming out to 2027 though, that we smelt in New York. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. The House of Denam. Ojar is a brand I really been enjoying getting into as of late. Yeah. And Mondo is helping me get into my my more artisanal. I think Zoologist is probably, shout out to Jason. So Zoologist is probably going to be a brand y'all see me dive into here. Probably, what's this month? This is April. At some point in the summer. Yeah. So, but personal, the House of Mudan, that's gonna be one, and Reinvented Parfums. So I say the House of Mudan and Reinvented Parfums, and then Precious Liquid will probably what you see quickly. Yeah. All right, I'm over my time. I gotta go because I got something I need to do. Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. That joint is fire. I don't care what nobody say. That joint is fire. Yeah, Dez, I saw the bottle. Oh, Regalian. That's the other house. Regalian. Yeah, Salt and Pepper is the start. Salt and Pepper is the one, Adonis. But Regalian, yes. Thank you for that, Roy. Thank you. Because I do that should be here tomorrow, actually. Yeah. And I saw that Dez. We'll talk offline. We'll talk offline. We'll talk offline. Yeah, the new stuff Michael Malloy is dropping. Yeah. 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 Yeah, give me 6 hours. Yeah. I'm not famous like some people, and I'm able to get my hands on them. I ain't gonna call no names, but yeah, soon as they touch down. Yeah, soon as they touch down. But next purchase is probably Ethereal because it's on the list, and after that, purchase wise of some like. I'm knocking stuff off the list. Maybe 724. Maybe because if Lattafa Breeze smelled like it smelled to me, I'm like, then I need that. So Reinvent It. We'll definitely want to make some purchases. The new Michael Malloy's. When I go through this House of Mudan stuff, I'll see how we feel about that. I should have a package coming in from Max Aroma. It should be here tomorrow. And I got a bunch of other fragrances we got to talk about. So yeah, right now I'm really trying to balance what I love to wear and then just what I'm telling y'all about, you know. So yeah, that's really where we are. That's really where we are. All right. Yeah, I definitely got to go now. Day 3 is something special. My next. Good choice, fam. Good choice. Good choice. All right, y'all be easy. This is shout out to my guy Kicks. This is in honor of him.
Butterfly in the sky.
Let go.
I can go twice as high. Take a look.
It's in my book on Reading Rainbow.
I can go anywhere. Friends to know.
Let go.
And ways to grow.
Let go.
A reading rainbow.
Come on.
Can be anything. Take a look.
Take a
It's in a book.
book.
A reading rainbow.
Book, book, book.
A reading rainbow.
Oh my God. Hey man, I love y'all, yo. Y'all have a good one, man. I check y'all later, yo. I will check y'all.